Hi, I am so glad that you're here on my Launch Your Legacy page. I am Nikki, and I would love to give you some quick inspiration and insight as to how to get your business truly thriving. Where our businesses at the end of the day, we can sit back and we can feel like, you know what, my work really impacts the lives of others. What is the point if our work doesn't really improve the lives of other people? Also, I want you to feel like you are fulfilled, you have energy, you've done great work, you're in the right place. And that comes from, I believe, living out your call, a call that God has on you for the work that you do. You get energy, joy, it fills you up instead of these places where, and I've been there, where entrepreneurship is exhausting you and you're hitting roadblocks and you're feeling defeated and frustrated and fatigued. I want you to also feel like you're making a great income, but also be holding the check and witnessing it. We think as entrepreneurs that are faith-based that maybe we shouldn't be making money. And I would dare say, think about the story of the talents. We need to reach God's people. We need to make a difference in this world for the better. And as our businesses grow, and yes, as we make more money, we're able to do this better. And God does want us blessed. I cannot make this little video about that, or it'd be 20, 30 minutes long. So let's keep going. The thing is, it wasn't that long ago that I was in this place, the place that you very well may be in, where I was feeling like literally, I wanted to start this, but I had no idea where to start. I didn't know what I needed to do. And you just basically are on an island and you need help. You don't know who you're going to trust. And the other thing is, I've been in the places where you're burning at both ends. You're really working so hard, but there's very little progress. And, you might doubt your call that you're on. You might even feel like I'm not equipped or capable. But listen, God does not give you a dream if he's not going to be there, especially a dream for his people. When you are in God's call, when you are supposed to be reaching his people, he doesn't plant that dream in you if he's not also going to be there to help you make it happen. And so the idea is more, and I want to encourage you to know that it's more of faith in this and how and when. It's not that it can happen, but how and when. I remember literally in the beginning, when I was starting out, watching hours and hours of webinars, YouTubing over and over again just to learn one little step that would take me 2 weeks to learn, that if somebody would have just told me or shown me, I could have learned it in 30 seconds. But without all the details and without understanding on your website and your settings, it's just so difficult. Also, I went in groups, many different groups, and it was the same thing over and over again by the gurus who had it all figured out. And it was almost like the few, the 1-2 prize people inside of there really made it happen, but everyone else was just sort of trying to fend for themselves, or it just was difficult. I remember at one point even thinking, did I hear God right? And if I did, why are doors not opening up and why are things not easier? There'd be times in my career where I just felt like it was going great, but then the next thing it would be like, really, am I hearing this right? Am I supposed to be doing this? I love Mother Teresa's quote. I think it was Jimmy Carter who asked her how she could possibly have been so successful at saving all of those people in the slums of India. And you know what her response was? It was that God didn't call her to be successful. He called her to be faithful. And that's what I'm going to do, is help you understand that this is real. This can happen. I'm going to let you in on a secret that yes, it can happen. And I learned how. I spent the hours. I spent the money on these courses. I labored and labored, fought, to figure things out and to learn the content. I did the time that you needed to, like the videos and the trying new things and then retrying it again and again. And I just got to the point where I knew that I had to muscle through and do it or give up. And that wasn't an option. And I felt like that would be turning my back on the call that God set in my heart. And worse yet, I felt like there were people, God's people, that I was supposed to reach, and I needed to figure it out. So I buckled up And I called on God finally to get started. And I started tapping into all that God had and has for you. And that is what made all the difference. It's funny. Even the things that I felt like were my setback became my blessing. This is what I want for you. You know, I really didn't learn to read well until I was about 12 or 13 years old. When I say well, I'm meaning like a fifth grade book. And when I was in high school, I was able to kind of pull it together and laboriously read through a book, maybe a paragraph at a time or a page. But the point being is, I had to figure out ways to learn, and I had to fight all the way through that learning process. And so does an entrepreneur, but not all of them. I made it through these difficult times because of my past, and I don't believe that God gives us trials for no reason. And I now know that that past is what made this happen, made it me able to push through. But I also want to share it, and I do, with my Launch Your Legacy entrepreneurs. And I'm going to share a little bit with you today, too. I believe that there is a better way, and this better way is the together way. And I know that this makes a difference. For one, together with God, you and God together, really tapping into who you are, where your gifts and talents are, where your sweet spot is, and stop listening to what the world's telling you need to do, but what God is and where He's leading and guiding you. That's your sweet spot. That's where your work really starts to fly and take off. The next thing is where you're together, me and you. No more programs where only the top two do great. I am a no person left behind kind of deal. And so when you're working with me, you know, everyone is included, much like God. And he does not let anyone not have an opportunity. I want to show you together, me showing you, so that you don't have to labor over hours of videos, you know, this YouTube, but then you have to YouTube that step because you don't know the second step of the first YouTube. It's a nightmare. I want to just show you. Let me use your computer. I'll screen share it and we'll show you in these times together. So that is what Launch Your Legacy is all about. But I want to send you with a little gift, just a little help to kind of get you going on this step. So these 10 steps that we do in Launch Your Legacy, I put into a PDF. It's not really going to take you deep like we go in every single week for 3 months long, learning how to launch our business and start making money and impacting the world and all this. But it's going to get you thinking on all 10 of these steps, and it'll really get you in a right place to get started. So right here, you're going to see below where there's an opportunity to go ahead and get a video of me explaining these 10 steps and a download for you to journal and write in how you're doing on each of these 10 steps. And better than that, there's also an assessment down below. Click on that as well. And it's a readiness assessment that's really going to help you figure out where you're at in this place. Everyone who takes the readiness assessment also gets a one-on-one with me where I help you just kind of goal set and get a few things going. I like to meet people that could potentially be in my Launch Your Legacy group as an entrepreneur who is jump starting their business. All right, I'll talk to you later. I hope you enjoy this. I know it's going to make a difference in your life. See you later. Bye.